beautiful people. My name is Antoinette and welcome to episode 2 of my vlog series. So I'm just gonna get started with some updates on things that I talked about in the last episode that have since changed or I have new information about. For starters, we'll talk about COVID-19. That's making a big difference in everybody's lives right now. Even if you don't have the virus is messing your life up somehow right now. And I think that's the important thing for us all to remember too, is that we're all in this together to some degree or another. Some of us have more challenging obstacles than others. If we're caring for somebody who has COVID-19, if we ourselves have COVID-19 and therefore we have to self-isolate. So my daughter's school, I had talked about last week how I was kind of on the fence about sending her back. I had filmed the last episode on a Friday and I was thinking I wasn't gonna put her back in school on that Monday, but it turned out that the district actually declared that the schools for the school district where she goes to school, they were all going to be closing. At first, it was just supposed to be that they were gonna be closed until March 30th, so they gave us an extra week for spring break, but now they're saying that the schools are not gonna open up again until April 15th. Also, my husband is a chef, for those of you who did not know that. He works in a restaurant and the restaurant specializes in fine dining, steak, chops, seafood, that kind of stuff. It's looking like he's gonna be out of work for a little while now, which is unfortunate, but I don't think it can be helped. Like I said, everybody is feeling the effects of this somehow, some way, and so to see his work slowed down, especially because he's in the service industry, it's not a big surprise. Is it a bummer? Yeah, totally. I was hoping that this wouldn't happen, but at the same time, I sort of kind of knew that there was a high probability that it would. In terms of some of the programs that have been rolled out, I live in the state of Florida, and I can tell you that within the state, they have approved a program that allows people to replace their wages if they are out of work due to COVID-19. There are some criteria that are listed on the sheet that I saw, but this was posted by my local county. So you might want to check in with your county if you are in the state of Florida and see the same information that I saw about the state program for replacing wages for people who are out of work right now. And as far as the specifics on how much they're going to replace and for how long, I don't know. I grabbed the link and saved it. I need to go and do some looking at it myself. So I encourage you to do the same if you're somebody who's out of work right now. And then at the federal level, I saw an article today about 2 weeks of paid sick leave, which was available to people who either are caring for someone with COVID-19, someone who actually has COVID-19 themselves, or someone who has to take care of small children because they are out of school due to school closure because of COVID-19. So this one was only 2 weeks, but I mean, again, go look and see if you qualify for it and take advantage of these benefits that are being made available. I'm sure that there will be more to come, but we just have to be patient. In addition, just like in many places, I'm sure, here in the part of Florida that I live in, there is now a curfew from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m., so you're not supposed to be out unless it's for an essential trip. There's also been restrictions placed on gatherings and the capacities of such, and so this is why a lot of restaurants have to close, because they can only operate at 50% capacity, and inside their dining area, they can't have tables seated closer than 6 feet to each other. Just part of regulation now. And that's kind of difficult to do in a restaurant, you know, make those shifts overnight. And then also, not to mention the fact that people just aren't going out right now to get food. They're staying in their houses. So I'm going a little stir crazy at home because I've got both of my kids here now. We are completely out of our routine. I'm desperately trying to put together a routine that I can keep the kids on, but thankfully right now, the kids are at my parents' house, which is awesome. I mean, listen, you can't even hear anything right now. Listen. My house is never this quiet. So I do miss the kids right now because they're not here. I miss my morning hugs and kisses, but honestly, it's good for them to go get some time with their grandparents, and I needed some space so that I could get some things done and try to get a handle on what our game plan is going to be for the next couple of weeks. And I know I'm not alone in this. I know that there are plenty of parents out there who are facing the same kinds of struggles because either their childcare option isn't available now because the facility had to close, or they weren't able to get into one because now, just like with the restaurants, I think the daycares, the other types of services that are sort of ancillary to the schools, they also have to operate at 50% capacity, and there are rules for how many children to a professional or a teacher. So I know that this is not something that is just unique to my situation. I'm just telling you about what's happening over here on this side. And what's happening is in these next couple of days, I'm really trying to get a handle on how I'm going to get us into a routine that keeps us happy, keeps us healthy, keeps us moving around, keeps the kids excited, isn't too overwhelming for me. Although it might become a little easier now with my husband being home more, so perhaps there will be some relief with that. Other things that I've been doing to keep myself occupied these days is I've been working a lot in the garden. I'm really loving the way that my plants are coming up, and I planted some seeds, and I had gotten some new plants this year that I moved into bigger pots, and so I've got a nice little collection of herbs, and we will also have some fruit coming off of the trees pretty soon, so that's nice to look forward to. I really am grateful for the yard that we have at this house. Our home sits on a ½ acre, so there's plenty of room outside to just go and take walks, and the dogs can go out there and run around, and that's been really, really serene, even though the heat is starting to increase down here in Florida because summer pretty much runs from April to November out here. But I'm mostly staying hopeful. I'm choosing to live in that hopeful realm of space because I'm seeing all of the opportunities that are opening up in, you know, the wake of this pandemic that's happening right now. It's a time to be of service to people by lending an ear, by offering just a little bit of guidance, by just being there as another face and voice that they can talk to through the screen, either on Skype or FaceTime or Zoom. I also decided today to make some videos out of my children's books. So I read my children's books. I have 2 children's books that I've published. I read each of those for a video today to be shared with little kids who are sitting at home and kind of bored. And both of those videos are located right on this YouTube channel, so you can check those out, especially if you have little kiddos who are looking for things to do. But yeah, I'm just really preoccupied with trying to figure out some semblance of a routine for us so that we can move forward through this in a way that will be somewhat sustainable for us for the long haul. I noticed that the United States had rolled out an 18-month forecast with the pandemic, and I thought, oh boy, that's a really long time, but I'm glad that they're not beating around the bush as far as telling us just how much this is. And they could even be wrong. It could be shorter than that, it could be longer than that. We really have no way of telling, but the forecast is out there right now, so if nothing else, we can at least plan for 18 months, or try. But some things that I figured out as I've tried to get a handle on our days here at home in social distancing are that I try to make sure that me and the kids are switching gears every 30 to 60 minutes. When you factor in those activities that you're switching gears for, plus the time that they need to eat their breakfast, lunch, and dinner, plus the time that you are taking aside for them to maybe take naps or maybe have a little bit of quiet time by themselves, because I believe in that. I believe in promoting independence with kids by having them spend some time by themselves with the TV off, without the tablet, just figuring out something to do. Read a book, color something, play with flashcards, whatever it is. For the adults, you can also spend some time coloring, listening to music. That's a great way to relieve your stress. Also, make sure that you're consuming good material. So listen to motivational speeches, listen to some TED Talks. People like Les Brown or Mel Robbins, who I really love, Brene Brown, Tony Robbins. I just realized that they all like Les Brown, Brene Brown, Mel Robbins, Tony Robbins, but they're not even related. That's so funny, and I didn't choose those on purpose like that. That was just a coincidence. Set up standing appointments with your friends so that you can FaceTime with them on a regular basis and get some socialization in that way. Figure out a way that you can help someone in your community. Go on to apps like Nextdoor or your Facebook page for your community. I mean, pretty much every city, community, neighborhood has some type of Facebook group or page that somebody's running that's keeping people informed of what's going on. But see if there are some requests there for people who need help maybe getting grocery shopping done. I know that for the seniors in this area where I live, they were talking about making it possible for seniors to go into the grocery stores maybe like an hour before they open to the rest of the public so that they could get their shopping done and they could be at less risk, and they could also have an opportunity to get the items that they need. If you know somebody who's struggling with getting the items that they need, perhaps you can help them. The point being, you don't necessarily have to just sit still during this social isolation period that we're in. You can still be active while also staying vigilant and cautious and minding the rules for your area. Also, a couple more reminders: make sure that you're eating sensible meals, exercise as much as you can, get dressed every day. You don't have to dress up fancy, but get dressed every day. Make your bed every single day. If there's nothing else, just make your bed and get that done. You can have that accomplishment to celebrate every single day. Make this rut as unrut-like as you possibly can. All right, my friends, that's all that I have for this vlog entry right here. I want you to know that times, they look really grim and scary right now, and I understand if you feel freaked out, if you feel scared, if you feel hopeless, if you feel shocked, if you just want to go into hiding like permanently. I completely understand those feelings because I'm cycling through those emotions too as updates come out and as we get more information, and this thing is rapidly changing. So, you know, every day it's something new. You're not alone. So if you want to reach out to me, please feel free. I think I posted on my Instagram the other night, I can't cure the virus. I don't have the cure for that, and I can't keep you from catching that. But I can be a kind person and lend a listening ear if you just want to fire off some feelings that you're having right now that are totally valid. If you would like to get in contact with me, you can reach me at any of these locations that are popping up on your screen right now. I love hearing from you, so please, by all means, reach out to me if you just want to say hi or just share what it is that you're doing to pass the time right now. Please be safe. Please take care of yourselves. Please be vigilant and keep yourselves informed, but also be happy. You can be happy and also be vigilant at the same time. So find that happy place for yourself because you need it. All right, guys, take care. I'll see you later.